we're all neighbors. So it's only like 3 houses of us and we're all in one. So I got a couple of things. I was listening as we were going through. One was, you talked about the request. You didn't hear anything about any objection from the neighbors or anything. Uh, we didn't know about this until the sign got put up in the thing about that even being for sale or being zoned or anything like that. And we live right on the street, so there was nothing that, we knew nothing about that until we saw the rezoning, the planning commission meeting today.
Okay, I don't know how that had, anybody within 300 feet should have received a letter to the United States Postal Service.
Did not.
It's my understanding a few people didn't receive letters.
That would be the 3 of us that live on that street.
We did get it.
Yeah, we didn't get it. And you would think that would be the one thing, at least if it wasn't through the postal service, make sure that it was like on our door, because we all check our mail. It's not like, so 3 of us did. Right, but the 3 of us, we didn't get anything. We never knew anything about it.
There's also an ad that's running the, still call them Alice. News Herald.
Yeah, and who gets the news herald?
Exactly, exactly.
Nobody gets the news
Nobody
herald and
reads
delivers it anymore.
Nobody
so-
reads it.
Right. And this is probably be better off, you talked about a pickup window, the business. So what are the proposal, or what do you think about the hours of operation of this? Signage. I know this is all coming in, but I'm just, this is throwing it out as you're doing your planning thing. The signage, the parking, how is it gonna come through? Because we kind of don't want it to be like the Dairy Queen. We all know that, I understand that you guys didn't want it backing on Telegraph, but that Dairy Queen's very popular, it's very good, and what happens on the nice days, it's backing on down Telegraph. It's already hard enough as a residents, us coming out, to be able to get out of there anyway, especially with the turnaround that's right there. So you can only imagine people are gonna be cutting across, we've already had a numerous of accidents right there anyway. Some of them have been serious. Utilities. How are you gonna do the utilities with that? Because right now, the way that the residential neighborhood sits, we don't have a fire hydrant down our street. We don't have a water main at all. Our water comes from off of Cornell. His water comes off of Cornell, his water comes off of Cornell. We're over 100 and something, over 200 feet, and our water pressure already sucks. And I brought this up before, and I've called, and I've kind of gotten thrown to the wolves. My water comes off of Goddard. I'm over 125 feet, goes underneath 2 pine trees. My house was built in 23, and our houses are old, all right? So we don't have the water pressure. And we don't even, right now, we're paying higher premiums in our insurance, just to let you know, just because we don't have a fire hydrant down our street. The closest fire hydrant to us is off of Cornell, on the corner of Cornell and Goddard, which if my house catches on fire, they would have to the fire department would have to cut through and try to lay over my fence, sit in the parking lot to pump to my house. And I've already told them, bring your truck in and pump off my pool, because that's the best water source that we have. We don't have, the closest water that's off of Cornell is, like I said, Goddard and Telegraph. And then the next hydrant, closest hydrant to that, is on the other side of Maple Lawn, about maybe 50 to 100 feet south of Maple Lawn. So the whole street of West Point does not have any hydrants at all. So, if we're talking about the infrastructure and things like that, and building up and your master plan, the residents should be able to get something out of that too, to be able to get some better either utilities and water and things like that, because right now our water pressure, I flush my toilet, my shower goes 3 months a day.
Me too.
Yeah, he put booster pumps just so they can get in.
We have either the fire marshal or the fire chief we review these plans once they submit them. This is just a preliminary, it's not been reviewed yet. They will submit their site plan. It goes through an administrative in-house review. The police is there, the fire is there, the engineer is there, the building official is there, myself. We all look over the plans to see if they meet ordinance requirements, and those kind of things are always brought up. Fire hydrants, locations, they have to show on their plan where the closest fire hydrant is. So that will be addressed.
Right. And if they're going off a Telegraph, that's fine, but one of the problems is that, in that whole system, if Cornell loses water, we all lose water. Even me on Goddard, off of Goddard. So the thing about it is that maybe running, I don't know, this is something later for you guys to think about. Yeah, from City Hall closer, you're great.
They are, you know, I can't speak to the exact plan. I used to work for the consultant here in the city, Wade Trim. I no longer work here, but I do know that they were developing plans that started attacking that type of issue, where they would eventually run an actual water main down your street.
And I talked to them before, because that's what I was prompted to, and this has been 2 years, and I've been fighting this battle, and they didn't even know when I was talking about it, but they said, oh, no, there's water down that street. I'm like, "Oh, no, there's not." So I've been fighting that. The other ones, was another major issue was that there's an apartment building complex that's right to the north of that. So how far, and what is your frontage off of that apartment complex that's right there? And how is that going to affect those people living in there? So there is an apartment complex that's right there on that side, right to the north of that.